Hey guys, today we're talking about how to buy silver and how to buy gold and the mistakes you want to avoid. Hi, my name is Gary, and on my channel I like to talk about building wealth by acquiring assets such as gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. If that's of interest to you, by all means, click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you can get informed when videos like this is uploaded. Well, let's get back into it. And we're back. See, a lot of people ask me, they say, Gary, what ways can I buy silver and gold? Do I buy it through a private dealer? Do I buy it through a pawn shop? How do I buy silver or gold? Yes, you could buy it through a local dealer or through a pawn shop or an online dealer or a mint. There are various, places you can go acquire silver and gold. But when you're going to purchase silver and gold, there's some things you need to know because there are different ways in which you can acquire silver and gold. And I would like to discuss those things. And I find the best way to communicate that information is breaking down the different ways you can buy silver and gold and different, quality elements that's attached to it. So without further ado, one of the first things I would like to point out in the terminology is spot versus premium. Okay, spot versus premium. All right, now spot is related to the spot price. That's the current price of your silver or gold. It's pretty much considered like the base price, but it's not the actual cost that you're going to pay for your actual, coins. So you're like, well, what do you mean? Well, your premium is actually the profit that the dealer or private seller is going to, make or place on top of, the baseline cost of your gold or silver. So you'll have something such as, silver might be, $24, $25, but the actual cost for your silver could be like $30 or $40. For a better example, let me take you over to, let's go to the screen. Let's go to the website. Okay, guys. The first place we're going to go to is SD Bullion. I'm going to take you to various online bullion dealers so you can get exposed and become familiar with different places you can go to buy gold or silver. And I'm also going to reveal what places I like to personally go to and the reasons why. Okay, so first we're going to go to SD Bullion, and we're going to go to here to look at the spot price. Now, if you come over here to spot prices, show you the spot price of gold, silver, so on and so forth. We're going to focus on gold and silver today. So if I click on the gold spot price for today, it shows me right here that the spot price is $2,042.68. Now let's look at the spot price of silver. The spot price of silver is $28.41. And it also gives you the spot price in grams and kilograms. Okay, so they also have them listed here at the top, so you can always reflect. Now we're going to look at silver. Now it shows that silver is $28.41. So I want to go and see what coins out here that are for $28.41. So let's just go to the top sellers. So these are their top sellers of silver. I scroll down, I can see, they got a silver round that's as low as $31.80. So that's the lowest I'm going to get that 1 ounce for. Even if I buy a lot of quantities of them right here, you can see the lowest I'll get it for based on more volume. I'll get it for $31.80. Okay, now if I go to the Silver Eagles, the lowest I get it for $36.70, and that's really by buying in bulk. You got the Canadian Silver Maple Leaf, the same here, $34.90. So I'm seeing $34.90, $36.70. I'm seeing $31.80, but I'm not seeing $28.41. Let's see if there's any difference with the bars. Okay, let's just click on 1 ounce bar. Okay, you get a 1 ounce bar as low as $32.90. Okay, you see all the prices going across. None of these are for $28.41. You got all these different types, and none of them is for $28.41, and they won't be. And the reason why is because this is the spot price. This is today's current spot price of silver, and the price on top of it is the dealer's profit. You know, for doing the cost of doing business, if you want to put it that way. That's how much they'll make on top before you have to pay for if any credit card processing fees or any shipping and handling. And so that's something else you got to take into consideration. And all companies, for the most part, you'll have to take that in consideration. So let's go back to the board. Okay. Now, back at the board, when you're looking at spot versus premium, and you're considering gold and silver, you might say, okay, well, what should I expect to pay? So, with gold, you should expect to pay somewhere around, say, 2 to 5% premium, on top of your gold price. 2 to 5%. Now, with silver, you can pay, say, upwards of 10% or more. That's just the way things are right now. So gold, between 2 to 5%, and silver, around 10% or more. Now, something else I would like to point out when it comes to learning how to buy and different ways to buy silver and gold is knowing that some coins will have a face value on it, right? They'll have a face value on it. But you got to know that there's a difference between the face value and the intrinsic value. The face value and the intrinsic value. Now, what do I mean about that? Now, I'm going to grab some coins, okay? Let's see. We have, let's pick the Canadian silver maple leaf. Okay, it has a face value on it, as you guys can see, of $5. It has a face value of $5. But then I have United States buffalo, with the Native American Indian head on it. So you had a U.S. buffalo, and it doesn't have a face value on it. And we'll discuss why. So this is the sovereign coin for Canada. It can be used as currency as is for $5. It's a Canadian coin. Okay. We also have, the Australian coin. Where's the year of the rat? We got a year of the rat. And this face value on it is $1. It's $1. Okay, so, Britain, the pound, 2 pounds, British pounds. We have that coin. And that has a face value of 2 pounds on it. All right, so some coins have face values on it, but we're not concerned about the face value necessarily. We're concerned about the intrinsic value. This is a Krugerrand, South African Krugerrand. This, has a certain intrinsic value. The actual metal, the weight of the metal, it has its own value, which is way more than the face value, okay? That may be on a coin. So don't be confused by the face value. Be more concerned about the intrinsic value of the coin, okay? Now, what's also important for you guys to know is the difference of buying a bullion coin versus a numismatic. A bullion coin versus a numismatic coin. Now, a bullion coin, which are the coins I've been showing you, are coins that are based on its intrinsic value. You know, that's what's most important. With a numismatic coin, it's not really based on an intrinsic value. It's more about the collectability, the scarcity, you know, of the coin. So those are collector's coins. There's not really, you know, necessarily real intrinsic value in a numismatic coin. It's not really based on that. It's a collector's coin that's based on, you know, the scarcity, the age, and the condition of the coin. Okay, not necessarily the intrinsic metal value. So if you're an investor, you really want to make sure you're getting bullion coin. It could be bullion coins, bars, rounds, but make sure you're getting 999 bullion. If you're a collector, you know, and say you commemorate in certain things, you want to get numismatic. But we're focusing on bullion coins today, okay? But knowing the difference, knowing that there is a difference, make sure someone is not ripping you off by selling you a numismatic coin when you're thinking you're getting a bullion coin, all right? So now we're going to create a chart that go over the different elements or categories I would like to point out when you understand in different ways you can buy your gold or your silver. Okay. So let's look at this, guys. When you talk about the different ways you could buy your gold or silver, you want to look at the size, right? We want to go over the size. We want to go over the purity. We want to go over the premium. We want to consider the liquidity. Or the ability for it to be traded. And also, we want to look at the mintage. Is it private or public mintage? Okay. So, one way you can purchase at least silver, you know, you can't purchase this way in gold, but one way you could purchase silver is through assorted bags. And that's the cheapest way you could purchase silver is assorted bags of silver. Let's look at that. Assorted bags. Assorted bags is called junk silver. And we're going to look at an example of that real quick. But let me finish this first row. Now, assorted bags of silver come in silver dollars, silver quarters, half dollars. So those would like you have silver dimes, you know, those are assorted bags. It's a variety of silver. Sort of like this, you know, sort of like this. Okay? So now the purity of an assorted bag of silver, you're not really getting real, well, 999, almost 100% silver. You're going to get the purity going to be between, say, 40% to 90% silver in an assorted bag of silver. Now, the premium for an assorted bag of silver is going to be really low. You know, it's going to be really low. It's going to be like close to spot itself. So the premium is very low. And the liquidity, I would say, is great. It's very good. Because an assorted bag of silver, in a sense, is already currency. because the mintage is through the government, the sovereign, the sovereign place. So this is one way you can purchase silver in a sorted bag. So let's take a quick look at what that would look like. Okay, guys, so now we're going to let's go to moneymetals.com. All right, so we're at Money Metals, and we're going to look at assorted bags, and they only come in silver, and they're known as junk silver. So we go to silver, and we're going to go to junk silver. All right, so now, as you can see, these assorted bags of junk silver, as we call them. You got silver quarters, silver dimes, and pre-1965 junk silver. Okay, so that's what a bag of junk silver would look like, that would have 40 to 90% silver metal inside. All right. All right. So now, with the assorted bags, again, you have 40 to 90% purity inside the silver bag, inside the assorted silver. And remember, they're government mintage. So they're actually basically currency. So when you think about tradability, liquidity, basically people are trying to pretty much cash out, exchange their gold or silver coins back into their fiat currency. So you don't really have to do that with an assorted bag because they're, in a sense, already cashed out. Now, another way to buy silver or gold, and this way is both silver and gold, would be fractional silver and fractional gold. So say fractional. So fractional silver or fractional gold, the different sizes, you will be talking about like 1/10, 1/4, 1/2 ounces. Okay? And the purity is 0.999. So they are the real deal. It's just less than an ounce. So when you talk about fractional, you're talking about less than an ounce of silver or gold. Now the premium, I would say, would be high. And you got to understand this. It's just like wholesale, versus retail. If you buy something wholesale, you're getting a large quantity, and usually, the price per whatever the measurement is much lower because you're getting a large quantity. You're buying sort of like in bulk. So the same thing applies here. If you're getting a smaller quantity, then the premium, per measurement is higher. So if you're only getting a fractional amount of silver or gold, the premium will be higher. Now the liquidity is good, or say tradability is good because it's a small amount. And the mintage could be government or private. Okay? Could be government or private. Now, the next way, one thing I also want to point out, guys, is nowadays with the price of silver and gold going up, these small fractional amounts of silver and gold, even a 1 gram form, is going to become very valuable and very, sought after. Because just think about it. If I wanted to, pay for a good or service, and I had, say, 1 ounce of gold, that 1 ounce is $2,000. And I would want change. And say if we in really crazy times, a person may not be able to give me change, and I don't want to pay my whole $2,000 coin for something. So having things in small, friendly transactional amounts, like this, is very important. So this quantity is really sought after. But again, the premium is high, but it's a small dollar amount overall, but the premium that you're paying is higher. Hey, if you're getting value out of this, can you do me one huge favor? I give a lot, but I don't ask for much. Can you just smash that like button? It really will help out the channel. It shows your support and encourage me to keep producing videos such as this. Thank you, boss. You rock. Now let's get back into it. Okay, so the next way to purchase silver or gold, I get these markers together, guys, is bars. Silver or gold bars. Now, this is something that many people may be familiar with. You know, you have the big blocks of gold or silver, and they could come in, let's say, you'd be surprised to say this, 1/10 of a gram, all the way to 1,000 ounces, you know, for a bar. Now, the purity is 0.99. You know, nothing was done. It was just a big glob of silver or gold, and it's pure, 100% pure. And the premium is low, but I want to say question mark, okay? I want to say question mark because the premium is low based on the size. You know, if it's a large bar, you know, the closer you get to that 100-ounce, 1,000-ounce bar, you're paying less, you know, per ounce, you know. But if you got down to a gram or 1 ounce, the premium is a little higher, you know. So again, we talk about that wholesale, you know, scenario. Now the liquidity on it is questionable too. The liquidity is questionable because, again, if you had a large block of silver or gold, that would be harder to sell or to trade, you know, than to have a coin size, you know, 1/10 of a gram, a slither, as I call it, or 1 ounce size. That would be easier to trade. So the liquidity, you know, is, you know, questionable, you know, how fast you could trade it back. Now the premium, again, is low. So you're getting more silver or gold for your, you know, dollar, but the liquidity to be able to sell it back might be sort of like questionable. Now the mintage, again, for bars is government and private mintage. You know, you can have it, you know, the sovereign place or a private, you know, company could mint silver bars, okay, or gold bars. Now the next way that you can purchase gold or silver is what they call rounds. I want a different color. I want a different color for you guys. All right. All right, so let's say rounds. Okay. Now rounds, I want to show you the difference. Let's go back to the maple leaf. Okay, the Buffalo, the U.S. Buffalo coin, well, round. I didn't wrote on my pinky, guys. All right, this is a round. It doesn't have face value. It doesn't have no face value on it, where a coin will have face value. So that's how you're able to, you know, distinguish between a coin and a round. A round don't have face value, and it's privately minted, where a coin is like the government's coin, you know, and it has a face value on it. All right, so I just answered some of those questions. All right, a round could be, you know, 1 ounce. That's usually the standard size, and the purity is 0.99, and the premium on a round, I would say, is low. The premium on a round is low, and the liquidity, I would say, is good, but it's not as good as a coin, you know. So I kind of want to say sort of questionable too, but it's good, but not as good as having a coin. All government issued coins are going to have the greatest liquidity because the perception is the government made it, Therefore, they're going to, support it, and I guess sort of like give it like a warranty or something. So the perception of a government issue coin is more trusted by the average person. So they're going to be willing to trade that, more easier and rapidly. So, but a round is privately minted. Okay. And the next way you can buy gold or silver is as a coin. A coin is the most widely known way to buy gold or silver. That's the most, frequently used, as I would say, in my opinion, is a 1 ounce coin. Now, coins could be fractional, and it can come in, half ounces, 10th ounces, and so on and so forth. But just for this demonstration, I'm going to put the common size, which is 1 ounce, as far as the coin. Now, the purity is 0.999, and the premium, I'm going to say, is higher. The premium is higher than all the rest. Now, the liquidity is great because coins are issued by the government, the country's government. Just like I showed you guys, let's say, the Canadian Maple Leaf, So, what I also want to point out is although the premium is higher on silver or gold bullion coins, you're going to get back more when you go to sell them, as opposed to if you're selling a bar or say a round. So don't be discouraged if the premium is higher on a coin. Now, again, the coins basically will have a face value on it, and it's issued by the government. It's minted by the government. Where a bar or a round, could be privately minted, but the rounds is not issued by the government. It's privately owned. Okay, now, last but not least, we have 5 ways in which you can buy, gold or silver. Last but not least, I would say what we call ETFs, exchange transfer funds. Okay, now the size is really not applicable because it's like a share. ETF, exchange traded fund, is a fund that owns various securities. Okay, now what that means is it's sort of like a stock, like owning stocks or a mutual fund. You don't really own the physical silver, the precious metal, or the physical gold. You own like stocks or shares into this fund. So the beauty of it is that it's highly liquid. So the liquidity is great, and the premium is low. They try to, track and keep the price close to the spot price. Now, with an ETF is usually where you have a person who has a share in the ETF. The ETFs are usually of one type. And what I mean by that, it could be like a stock ETF that is a fund that just has stocks. It could be a bond ETF where it just holds bonds. Okay, but a person who buys or owns a share in the ETF, it's like they diversified, but in that one particular niche per se, or industry. It could be like valued stocks or dividend stocks or bonds, or like this, which is commodities, in silver or gold. So you are invested, you have a partial share ownership in these commodities, which are one share. So you like diversify. So just to further explain, like say if you had a stock ETF, the stock ETF would have like 100 stocks in it. You would have, the buyer of the ETF will own a stake in 100 stocks. It'd be a small stake, but it'd be in all 100 stocks. So that's how an ETF works. So you'll have a stake in, say, 100 variations or miners or companies that produce silver or gold, depending on what your ETF is set up as. So you can buy silver or gold ETFs, which are not the actual physical silver or gold, but just investments in, like stocks or shares, I would say, into silver or gold companies. Now you can buy it as a coin, as rounds, as bars, as fractionals, or in a sorted bag. There are various ways to buy silver or gold. Now, one thing I would like to say, guys, is that you want to make sure that you don't buy too much, silver, I would say silver, because you want to diversify. You never want to have all your eggs in one basket. And no matter what you do in life, you don't want to go all in into one thing. Now, you can build wealth by concentrating on one particular asset for a while, but eventually you want to diversify. But you can stay just like with the ETFs, you can be diversified, but you're still in a similar niche, but you're just not all in on one thing. Now, my recommendation, and this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but my recommendation would be to have, if you're going to have silver and gold, to have, say, 25% silver, 75% gold. And the reason for that is because silver is more volatile, meaning that the volatility of silver is that it can drop much faster than gold more than likely would drop. It can raise much faster, than gold, and go much higher, given the circumstances. But gold has been a steady, rising commodity. Let's look at a chart and let's see how that works. Okay, guys, so if we go to gold price, let's go to goldprice.org. And on goldprice.org, it shows you the spot price of gold, which is right now $2,035, and the silver price $2,830. But I'm going to go down to the charts. When we go down to the charts, you can view gold and silver over a certain range. Now, when we look at gold, this is right here, shows you the minutes, hour, days, weeks, months. We're going to look at it over the 1 year range. And if you look at it over the 1 year range, what's this? This is August the 7th, all the way to 2019, all the way to, August the 7th of 2020. Now, if you look at the chart in general, you see gold price overall is on an incline, a continuous incline, right? So yes, along the way you have some up, some downs, some ups, some downs, some ups and downs. But the overall view, if you held on to your gold, it has a continuous incline. Now, if you go over to silver for a year time frame, the same length of time from August to August 2019 to 2020, you see silver pretty much stayed steady without growing, and it had a drop and it came back up to its original amount, and it's just starting to go up, which is sort of like a bull run. Now, if you look at the drop though, you see it's at 1174, which is around March 18th. And then since then, it's been around, say, 16 or 17 US dollars on both sides of that dip. So it's always been around that amount, and then it dropped and it's just start to go on the extreme incline. So when I say volatile, gold again is steady on a steady incline, Well, silver pretty much haven't been moving at all, but it dropped, and right now we're just having a period of time where it's increasing. So that's the difference between silver and gold. Silver is really hasn't moved much, but it can drop real fast or increase real fast. And you don't know when that's going to happen. But at this current point in time, recording this video is a great time to be acquiring silver because it's on a serious increase. Now, even if it has some decreases, it's likely to, end up somewhat in this higher area. If you think about this incline right here, this drop to this incline. So it's likely to stay somewhere up here. We don't know how far it's going to go, but now is a good time to grab silver just for the price increase, not just for the price increase, sorry, but also, for the preservation of your wealth, and you don't want to hold in dollars, because dollars is on a steady decrease. What I want to point out, guys, is something else you may not know about silver and gold. They are assets, and assets are something that can be borrowed against. Think of a house. When you have a house, it's an asset, and you don't necessarily lose your house if you want to take a loan out on it. You could take out a home equity loan. The same thing applies for silver and gold. If you didn't know that, you don't have to give up your silver or gold. You hold on to it for life, and you can use it as collateral to be loaned against. Let me show you this. So guys, we're going to go to Google and let's just type in, can we borrow against silver? All right. And I want to go to the first thing, Unbolted. It says, use your silver to get an affordable short-term loan. Yes, you can use your silver to get a short-term loan. So that's one place, and that's based in the UK. Now, you can continue to do your search, but just for simplicity and to keep things short, can you borrow against, let's say, gold? And it says right down here, borrow against gold to get value out of your bullion and coins without having to sell it. Yes, you can get value out of your bullion coins without having to sell it. That's huge. And matter of fact, while I'm on here, let me show you guys how I get my gold and my silver. First, I want to take you to my first pick is AutoSaveSilver.com. AutoSaveSilver.com, and they'll take you to Quicksilver website. And they call themselves Quicksilver because they deliver your silver to you quickly. It's nothing like having physical silver in your hand. Now, if you would like to just go to their shop to purchase silver, as a retail customer, you can click on shop at the top and you'll see these various coins. Now, if I come down here, they'll show you the retail and the membership price. You could be a preferred customer, which is a member, or you could not be a preferred customer and you'll pay the retail price, which is just a couple of dollars more. But it do add up. If you find multiple coins, you can wind up getting a free coin, without paying the retail price. So I have a number of these coins, as I show you guys, the South African, Krugerrand. I have that. I have these coins. I have the two dragons, and look, the retail price is $39.99 and the membership price is $34.99. So that's a $5 savings right there, guys. It's a $2 savings per coin, on the dragons that I got. As well as the Kruger. So I got a number of these coins, as a preferred customer. Now, if you would like to be a preferred customer, all you would do is on the home page, you go to get started. When you click get started, it says become a preferred customer. Now, with a preferred customer, all they do is require that you save 1 coin on automatic, automatic shipment once a month. In order to be a preferred customer, they just want you saving 1 coin, at least 1 coin. You could save 4, 10, whatever, but just 1 coin a month. And if you are into saving silver and you want to, save your US dollars in silver instead of US dollars, then you will want to do something like this. I like the automatic shipment option and automatic save option because life getting in the way, you tend to forget. So not only am I automatically preserving my wealth, I'm also saving in a currency and an asset that's can appreciate in value, and it's like a safe haven, against the dollar. The dollar's depreciating, it's being devalued because the government is printing trillions of dollars. So you want to move your currency into a stable coin or a stable asset and get it out of the US dollar or fiat currency. Now they do offer over here a way to earn money by being able to become like a affiliate or ambassador. That's optional, you don't have to do that. But if you do, what you'll do is you'll earn some commissions, on your savings and by other people saving in silver as well. So that's optional. But preferred customer, is what I do. I'm also an ambassador as well. But for this particular video, I'll let you guys know how I acquire my silver, through Quicksilver. All right. So I'll leave a link to that in the description below because you'll, want access to that. Now, the way I like to save gold is through Karatbars. I like to save gold through Karatbars because their gold is at a good, premium. Let me show you. Okay, before you can actually acquire gold with Karatbars, you have to register. Now, I'm gonna leave my link below because you're gonna need someone to refer you to Karatbars. Like if you click on register right here, you can choose, similar to Quicksilver, you can choose to become an affiliate or a customer. You're a customer either way, but the affiliate option just allows for you to earn some additional money if by any chance somebody wanted to save gold as well and you told them about it, then the company will pay you a commission for that. So there's nothing wrong with an extra commission. But if you want to become just a customer, you will use a referral link, and you will need a referral link because you need what they call a sponsor detail. You need, and these are required fields. So when you get a referral link, these 2 fields will automatically be populated, and all you'll do is create a username and a password in order to get in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in with my credentials. So I'm just going to do a temporary pause share of the screen so I can use my login credentials to log in. And you need to do that in order to get access to your account. Okay, now we're in. And what you will want to do is you will want to go to product purchase. You go to gold products, and most people go to the first option, which is the classic Karatbar. And I want to go over that really quickly. Karatbars have different gold products, and when you go to the Karatbar Classic card, you'll be able to purchase gold by the gram, 2.5 gram, and 5 gram denominations. Now, what people get confused is when they see this price, 83.15 euro, and that's the current price. This price is likely to change because gold is going up and moves, based on supply and demand. But if you look at the description and read the description, this product comes with special securities. So right here, you see, it says provided with blacklight authenticity signature on the front. That adds into the cost of this particular product. Now, what's very important and most important is actually just the gold. So if you don't want to get that product, you don't have to. I like to get the cash gold card because remember the classic card was $83.15 and that's for 1 gram of gold with that product. The cash gold card is 67.60 euro. So that's better pricing, and you still get 1 gram of gold, and it just doesn't come with all those extras. If you want to secure your gold yourself in its own way, then you have the right to do so. So know that you have options. You can get the cash gold card as opposed to classic card. Okay, and this is what I like to do. Now, I also want to point out something. 67, let's look at the pricing and do a comparison. 67.60 euro. Let's see what that is. We're going to go back to Google. 67.60. Let's remember that. Let's do euro to dollar. Okay. 67.60 euro is 79.69 US dollars today. Okay. So let's keep that. Remember that we're looking at 79 US dollars for 1 gram of gold at Karatbars. 1 gram of gold at Karatbars is 79 US dollars. Now let's go to, let's say, J.M. Bullion, another bullion dealer. We're going to go to J.M. Bullion. Now let's look at their 1 gram of gold. So we're going to go to gold. And let's go over to grams. Now let's look at their 1 gram. Okay, 1 gram right here on the far left is 80, as low as, now when they say as low as, that means that you have to buy more than one to get that low or in price from their dealership. Otherwise, more than likely, if you just buy one, it's probably going to be more than $86. So this is in US dollars. So you can either pay 86 US dollars by buying multiple 1 gram gold cards, or 79 US dollars, and you only have to buy 1 gram US dollar, 1 gram of gold. So 79 or more than 86. Okay, so that's way more than $7, because you probably got to buy more than 1 card to get that pricing. So that's more than $7 difference for 1 gram of gold. So that's why I like to purchase from Karatbars, because their pricing is pretty good, when it comes to gold. And then if you get the cash gold product, they also have it where you can do auto delivery, auto setup, or auto save, in order to save gold, bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, you can do that. But what I also have to point out is if you want to put in a request for your gold to be delivered, after you place the order, you have to come over here to My Gold and go to delivery request. Under the delivery request, you will select the products that you ordered, the cash gold or the classic, and you would then place those and say, okay, I want these particular items delivered to me. Because what Karatbars does is that they actually store your product for you. Once you purchase it, they store it in an account. So you'll put in a request for it to be sent to you when you're ready to receive it. So that's the difference. With Quicksilver, you actually, when you place the order for your silver, it's sent directly to you. But with Karatbars, you actually got to put it in a request for it to be delivered. When you purchase it, it's yours, and it's in your gold savings account. When you're ready to have it shipped to you, just go and put that delivery request in. Okay. All right, guys. So I know that was a lot to take in, but it's a lot of things you got to consider when you're buying gold and silver. Just a quick recap. We want to think about and understand the difference between spot price versus, premium, and what is the spread versus, when you talk about gold, the premium on top of gold, what's the spread, and what's the premium on top of silver, what's the spread, the 10% versus the 2 to 5%. Also, we want to remember that there's a difference between the face value versus the intrinsic value of the coins. And you really want to look at the intrinsic value of the coin. Also, the things that we talked about with the liquidity, with that, and the premium based on what you're acquiring. When you got to know the difference between a bullion coin versus a numismatic coin. If you're a collector, you are into numismatics. If you're an investor, you're into bullion, silver or gold bullion coins. Okay? So those are things you want to think about. And don't forget that your silver and gold are assets that can be loaned against without your giving up your asset, just like a house, remember? So you can stack as much silver, stack as much gold as you want, and you don't have to give it up. Because I know a lot of people are thinking about liquidating and how do they exchange their silver or gold back into fiat currency, which is a devaluing currency. So keep that in mind, which is huge. Also think about, how much silver and gold you want to save. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You want to save more gold than silver because silver is more volatile, but silver also is more affordable. So they both are ways of preserving your wealth, so you can save either one or both. I do both, and it's also a safe haven against the devaluing fiat currency. I like to save silver and gold to preserve my wealth and also to be able to leave a legacy, leave assets, to my children, children's children, wife, family, who knows who's after me, but they somewhere in my will. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you've been inspired. Hopefully you've been, feel more comfortable with acquiring silver, acquiring gold. And if you haven't already started, you're thinking about it for the first time, by all means, do your due diligence, get as much information as you can, but if you're excited like I am, by all means, I would like for you to come aboard, start saving gold, start saving silver to protect your family, and preserve your wealth. So I'm going to leave the links down in the description below, about saving gold, saving silver, the way I like to do it. So without further ado, you're still there. What are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below and let's get started today.